I believe that the atmosphere is right now. So we need to understand, Pastor, that when the atmosphere is right, you can get your breakthrough. When the atmosphere is right, you can get your healing. When the atmosphere is right, burdens are lifted. Disturbed minds are set right. When the atmosphere is right, I don't know about you, but I feel the presence of the Holy Ghost in this place. Certainly God is with us. We honor the angel of this house, Pastor Richard House, First Lady House, to all of my yokemen in the gospel. I thank God for just being here. Y'all take that lightly. But every day that the Lord allows me to get up out of the bed, put some clothes on my body, go downstairs and feed myself and get in my car and drive myself to work or to church, I thank God, because it did not have to be. Somebody's alarm is still going off. We've been sick enough to die, but God has been. Sometimes you just need to stop and think about how good God has been. Well, like the songwriter said, when I think of the goodness of Jesus and all he's done for me, my soul cries out hallelujah. Anybody glad you? Woo. I feel him, I feel him, I feel him. I believe something's going to happen in here this morning. Something's going to break loose in here this morning, because I feel. If I don't stop, I'm going to take off. I feel like preaching this morning. I feel an anointing in here this morning. I came for God to do something. I'm in expectation of God to do something. I'm like a pregnant woman ready to give birth. I'm in expectation. I believe God's going to move. I dare 3 people to holler, move, God, move. Move, God, move. Move, God, move. Grab your Bibles, grab your Bibles. There's a word. See, I believe you don't know what it took for somebody to get here this morning. You don't understand what some mother went through to get here this morning. What some father had to overcome just to get here this morning. There's somebody that's been in a battle with the enemy all week long, disturbing the home, bothering the children. Minds are disturbed. Children are in mental institutions. But I come to let you know it ain't over yet. We don't know. But your praise can set your neighbor loose. Your praise can bring about a breakthrough for somebody sitting next to you. Your praise. Are there any praisers in here with me this morning? Let me preach. Job, the 14th chapter. I feel you, God. I feel you. I just feel a worship. Are there any worshipers here? Come on, somebody just lift your hands with me. Just begin to worship. Begin to worship. There's such a praise, worship spirit in this place. God, we worship you. God, we glorify you. Nobody but you. Nobody but you. Hallelujah.
Until God says it's over, it ain't over.
Worship, worship, worship.
Until God says it's done.
Sing, son.
It ain't over.
But there's a worship in the house.
Until God says it's over, keep fighting until your victory is won.
Job the 14th chapter. Job the 14th chapter. Job the 14th chapter. Job the 14th chapter, beginning with verse number 7. For there is hope of a tree, if it be cut down, that it will sprout again, and that the tender branches thereof will not cease, though the root thereof wax old in the earth, and the stalk thereof die in the ground. Verse number 9. Yet the scent of water, yet though the scent of water, it will bud and bring forth branches like a plant. Somebody help me preach and tell them, neighbor, it ain't over. I smell something. You may be seated in the presence of the Lord. It ain't over. It ain't over. It ain't over. I smell something. I smell something. So many times can I take my time this morning? I might be longer than 15 minutes. But so often we find ourselves in circumstances and situations and that people tend to count us out. We can go through things in life and it looks like everything is over. It looks like there's no coming back from it. When we get a certain diagnosis of cancer or different other ailments and the doctor shakes his head and walks out the room, it looks like, y'all stay with me now, I'm going somewhere. It looks like it's all over, that it's not going to happen for you. And matter of fact, there's been times that people have prophesied to you and told you by the time you get to a certain age, you're going to have certain things. God was going to do this and God was going to do that. That age and time had come and gone and it still had not happened. Well, y'all just talk with me for a minute. It looks like when we go through some things, it just looks like to us that we give up too quickly. We throw in the towel. We forget it and say, well, this ain't going to work. My children are doing this and the household is doing this and lost my job, got my car repossessed, house been foreclosed. It looks like it's over. Looks like it's all over. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to come back from it. Every time I get $1, somebody needs $2. Every time I get my hands on something, it goes out the other way. It just looks like. I'm so glad everything ain't the way that it looks. I'm so glad I don't even look like what I've been through. I'm so glad that the God that I serve knows how to turn my midnight into day. But it just looks that way. And if we look at our circumstances long enough, we'll become convinced that it is that way. Hello, somebody. We might as well tell the truth. And it looks like that way. Matter of fact, we start looking at things and going, well, I guess this is just what it's supposed to be. Because you know how some of us deep saints get. Well, that's what God intended to happen. Hello, somebody. That's what God intended. Well, maybe, baby, that's all God had in store for you. No, I refuse to believe that God has brought me this far, dropped me off now, and to turn his back on me. But I'm glad he wrote in Jeremiah 29:11 and said, I know the thoughts that I think towards you, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to do what? Bring you to an expected. Lean on your neighbor and say, he knows where I'm going to end up. It ain't over. It ain't over. It ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. Count me out if you want to. Pull the plug on me if you want to. It ain't over yet. I will be back. I will rise again. I will come back. Come here, Paul. What is it, James? Romans 8:28. For we know that all things. I told y'all I feel like preaching this morning. Works together for the good of them that love God. Allows us. Can I slow it down and preach, y'all? God allows us to go through some things so that he can show us just how great he is. You know, the job that I work on, had many times that patients have been pulled off the ventilator, said it was over. It's done with. We're going to turn the ventilator off. We're going to walk away. Going to call Brother Terry and tell him, come get him. But there's been times when there was a turnaround. You turned it off and God turned something else back on. It ain't over with yet. We need to stop, thank you, Holy Ghost, listening to everybody. Can I preach it like I feel it this morning? See, everybody can't be in the room with you. Can I testify for a minute? I never will forget, I was laying out at St. Joseph Hospital back in 97. Didn't know if I had lung cancer or not, but my mother was in the room with me. And bless her sweetheart. Carol, I ain't talking about your auntie. But bless her sweetheart, she was in the room with me. And one thing that my mother said to me was, you know, baby, God don't heal everybody. As bad as I was feeling, my wife and I believe in God for a deliverance, believe in God for a healing. I raised up out the bed. I said, Mama, it's time for you to get your purse and go to Hazelcrest. Sometimes you need to put folk out the room that's not in agreement with what you believe in God for, because you're listening to everybody else and they tend to pull you back down and you be going to say, yeah, you're right. I had to put Mama out and say, no, baby, you go home, because we believe in God that God's going to do this thing. Sometimes you need to muster up in yourself and say, God, this is me and you. We going through this thing together. And I know at the end of it all, I shall. Don't make me preach in here today. I shall be healed. See, you need to encourage yourself. You need to encourage yourself. Come here, David. When they invaded Ziklag, all the men wanted to kill David. They wanted to destroy David. David said, what shall I do? God said, pursue and recover all. It looked like it was done. It looked like it was over. It looked like they burned the town down, took the wives and children. And if David had any sense, he'd went and hid himself. But David got in the mirror. Y'all don't mind if I slow down a minute, do you? David got in the mirror. He said, hold on. I'm better than this. And the God I serve is better than this. I know this ain't the end. Sometimes you get to tell yourself, I ain't going out like this. I ain't going out like this. This one ain't over with yet. I still got some fight left in me. I don't know about you. You can lay down and die if you want to. You can drive like a prune if you want to. But I still got some fight down on the inside of me. And this thing ain't over. And David went and pursued and recovered all. Tell your neighbor, go get your stuff. Let me let the text talk today. Here's Brother Job, upright man. If you read from Job 1 on down to 14, especially in Job 1, the Lord offered up Job. That'd make you want to stop serving God, wouldn't it? You done did all that you're supposed to do. Enemy come along and here go God, supposed to be on your side. You ever felt like that? You ever stop and ask God, God, where are you? Aren't you on my side? Offered him up and say, have you considered my servant Job? Enemy had sense. He said, yeah, I thought about that rascal. But you got a hedge around him. I can't get to him. I could stop by on my way to glory to let you know that God got a hedge around you. The enemy may be trying to attack, but it still can't get to you. He can't even get close to you. You may hear the arrows flying by your head, but he can't penetrate. He said, have you considered? He said, yes. Here's Job. Lose all of his children. You know the story of Job. Loses everything. Then finally gets down here to 14. He's sitting down with some of his buddies. That's why I say you can't let everybody in your business. Everybody can't come in there. Folk come up to show him they're supposed to be comforting him and talking to him. And first time the thing they say, Job, what you do wrong? Just because something goes wrong in your life, they think you done messed up. You done did something wrong. I ain't did nothing wrong. I just got to go through this. Because when I get through going through this thing, when I come out on the other side, I'm going to be stronger than when I went in it. Because one thing I know, God made a way out before he let me in it. Said, what you sitting here for? Sitting in ashes. Boils all over your body. What's your problem? Had to done something wrong. Wife come out and said, Job, why don't you just cuss God and die? Job said, I can't do that either. Because all of my appointed time, I'm going to wait till my change come. Anybody waiting on God to move? Anybody I got to wait in my spirit. I'm still waiting on God. For they that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. Bible said they shall mount up on wings as the eagle. I ain't out of it yet. I got one more soar inside of me, and I'm going high and above my situation, my circumstances. Here he is, wondering, what am I going to do now? My friends didn't let me down. Job even got to the point, he said, if I can find God, said I'd fill my mouth with argument. But don't you run up too fast. God turned around and found Job. Asked Job a question. He said, what were you? See, we need to understand the fact that he's still in control. He didn't give up control. He still got this thing covered, and you just need to give him glory while you're going through it. Can I let you in on a secret? Your way out of your circumstances is locked up in your praise. The more you praise him, the more he'll bring you out. When things get tough and looks like it's getting hard, I dare you to throw your hands rise up and say, God, I still bless you. God, I still adore you. God, I still magnify you. You're still worthy. Anybody find him still worthy? You're still worthy. Still worthy. You're still worthy. Your way out is in your praise. Open up your mouth. Stop letting the devil talk to you and you don't talk back. Stop letting the devil tell you you ain't nothing. Stop letting the devil tell you you ain't coming back. When the devil tell you you ain't coming back, that your children will never be nothing, that he got control of them, open your mouth and say, yes, I am coming back. And my children are the seed, and they are blessed. But the text said there is hope for a tree. I'm getting ready to go home, y'all. So there is hope for a tree. Though the tree be cut down. Some situations and circumstances have cut us down, had gotten rid of us, and looked like we'll never bud again. Looked like we'll never come back to what we were into. Never come back to the place that we were at. But he said that though the tree be cut down, it will sprout again. If I don't go nowhere else, I hang my hat on, it will sprout again. I don't know about you, but I'm coming back again. I'm going to try this thing all over again. Then it gets down to the 9th verse and says, though the scent of water. Anybody in here like Westerns? I like watching cowboy pictures. I like Rawhide and all them folks. And they be on the cattle drive. Y'all hang in here with me. I'm about to go home. And when the cows, they don't even see the water. All they do is smell the water. And they have to understand the fact that they got to control them because they don't even need to see it, but all they need to do is smell it. I wish I had somebody that knew how to sniff in this place. If you can smell some water, God said it ain't over yet. You gonna sprout again. Don't even have to pour any water on you, but just from the moisture of the earth, will you sprout again? I come to let somebody know today that it ain't over yet. Keep on living. You will sprout again. Though they tore you down, though you messed up many occasions, but you will sprout again. That it ain't over. Stop talking about what you can't do and say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. For what can separate me from the love of Christ? Neither death, nor life, nor height, nor principalities will be able to separate me from the love of God. Why? Because he's been too good to me. He's been my shelter. He's been my overcomer. He's been wrapped all around me. It reminds me of a toy I used to have when I was a little kid. This thing would stand about that tall. I hit it. It go back, bounce back up. I hit it again. It'll go back and bounce back up. I couldn't understand why it wouldn't stay down. After a while, I got mischievous. I sat on it and pinned it down and said, I got you now. But when I got up, it bounced back up, and I found out It was the stuff on the inside. I got something on the inside of me that won't let me stay down. I rise. I'll rise. I'm coming up again. When the enemy comes, I'm coming up again. Because it ain't over at all. I still got a fight in me. Bring it on if you want to. I still. Pray for me. The enemy wants to take my breath, but that's all right. I still got to fight. Down on the inside of me, I come to encourage you. Though you be cut down, though it looks like it's over, but for the scent of water, you will sprout again. You will rise again. I don't care. Y'all don't mind if I talk to you like this. I don't care what the enemy says. Speak to yourself. Go through your house. Lay your hands on every door in your house. If you can't get to your children and they still live with you, lay your hands on their pillow. And watch God. God, you promised me that you'd bless the offsprings of my body. You promised me that my children wasn't going out like this. Anybody still got a fight left in them? Anybody ready for the fight? Anybody ready? Says, now faith is the substance of things what? Hope for. There's still hope for a tree. Lean on your neighbor and tell them there's still hope. There's still hope. It ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. Job goes on down through the scriptures and he says, remember, he says, if a man die, shall he live again? Tell your neighbor, I'm still living. I'm going to live again. I'm coming back, and I'm coming back with full force. I'm coming back with everything in me. I'm coming back to claim everything that God meant for me to have. I'm coming back and I'm getting my stuff. My children shall be right. My life shall be right. I'm not dying from cancer. I'm not dying from a heart problem, but I will rise again. I feel better now, y'all. I will rise again. I'm coming up out of loaded bar. I'm not staying in the hole, but thanks be to God that gives us the victory. I got victory. I got it, I got it, I got it. I got it, I got it, I got it. I got victory. Victory. It belongs to me. It ain't over. For the scent. Every once in a while, Marty, I find myself going, I smell victory. I smell healing. I smell breakthrough. I smell a healing. Anybody smell anything? You may be sitting next to somebody and they say, what you doing? Tell him, baby, it ain't you. I just smell a move of God. I smell God's gonna move. I feel like it's gonna be all right. I feel like I can go on a little while longer. Why? Because I smell something. If you smell it, give him a praise. Come on and bless him. Stand to your feet all over the church. I'm done. I smell it, y'all. Touch your neighbor and say, do you smell it? Do you smell it? I smell it. I smell it. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. I dare you to high five 3 people and tell him he's going to do it. I smell it. I smell it. I smell it. He's going. Yeah. He's going. Yeah. He's going to do it. I smell 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 it, I smell it, I smell it. I smell it, I smell it. I feel God's gonna move. I feel like Paul when he was warming himself at the fire and the venomous snake grabbed hold to his hand. They thought it was over for him, but only thing he did, he shook it off and kept on living. They thought it was over, but I dare you to have a shaking fit every time it jump on you. Shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Why are you shaking? Because I smell something. Have a shaking fit. Shake off the attack. Folks think it's over. They thought it was over for Paul. Shipwreck. All he had was a piece of board. And he kicked his feet, made it to shore, thought it was over. If all you got is a piece of wood, hold on. Hold on. I'm going to make it one way or the other. Hold on. I smell. I wish I could preach it like I feel it. But I smell something. Hold on. The doors of the church are open. I got to stop. I got to stop. I got to stop. I got to stop. But I see where you're at. I see you. I see you in your midnight hour, wondering, God, what's going to happen next? I dare you, when you get to feeling that way, jump up out the bed. Go to praising your God. You ain't got to wait till you get to 180, 101 West Oak Street. Hello, somebody. I may not be able to call Pastor House or Campbell or Tucker or somebody in the middle of the night, but I got somebody I can call on. It ain't over. Though the scent Oh, that thing blew me away. Roberta, when I first read it, I said, God, this ain't really even water yet. Just the smell of it. Y'all missed it. Maybe they'll catch it over here. Y'all missed it. Just the smell of it brought about a sprout out of the water, out of the ground. Wasn't even real water. Just the moisture of the ground, some wet mud. You say, I'm stuck in the mud. Stay there. You coming out. You're coming out. You're coming out. Just the scent of water. You shall rise again. You can pat your own self on the back. So I'm coming out of this. I'm coming out of this. I'm not going down like this. But just for the scent of water. The door's open if you're here. If you're here, will you come? If you desire to be saved, you want to unite with this church, you can come. You can come. We offer Christ to you. Will you come? If you're here, and you're out of the ark of safety, will you come? Take this opportunity.